So as a beginner into miniatures, I've watched a lot of beginner tutorials, and a lot of them are encouraging beginners to use like popsicle sticks and cardboard, but then they go on to create something like this, which is very much not beginner level. So today we're going to be testing if me, an actual beginner, is going to be able to create something out of popsicle sticks and cardboard.
So I started doing some research online to find a reference image, and I found this. Now this Western storefront facade, this might be something I'm capable of making. So to make this, we're going to be using two different kinds of cardboard, big popsicle sticks and then little popsicle sticks. So I'm starting with an old Lucky Charms box as the base of our structure. I just need to glue it back together. And obviously our store needs to have a front porch, so I just made this by stacking some pieces of cardboard together. Now there obviously need to be a step to get up on the porch, so I'm just measuring that out with popsicle sticks. The porch was a stack of 5 cardboard pieces, so for the step I think we only need 2. Now that we have the base of the porch done, it's time to start working on the walls. Now I'm just terrible at measuring things out, so I got this lovely pink graph paper to help me keep things straight. Now I didn't just want one flat wall, I wanted the door area to be jutted out a little, so I had to make 2 separate templates for each part of the wall. Now that the templates are done, we can transfer them to the cardboard to make it easier for me to cut them out. Now that everything's cut out, let's do a test fit. And it looks pretty good, other than the fact it keeps falling down. Okay, now let's get into the siding. So we're going to be using popsicle sticks for the siding. I just got to measure them out and then cut them down to size. So even after marking them, I did forget to cut out the windows, so here's just me marking out the windows now. Also, shout out to these pruners. I got them for $1.25 at Dollar Tree. Finally, I have all the popsicle sticks cut. Don't let the temp fool you. This took me an hour and a half. Next we can move on to painting, but before we do that, we need to sand down these edges. A lot of the popsicle sticks splintered when I'm cutting them, so I'm going to be really upset if I get a splinter while making this Western house. So our reference image was all brown, but I think I want a little bit of color. I want like a kind of darker teal, so here's me trying to mix that up. If I've learned anything about trying to mix paint, is it is way harder than what it looks like. So I kind of got the color I was looking for. It wasn't exactly what I had pictured in my head, but that's fine. Now I also made the mistake of not making enough, so about here is when I realized I was pretty much out of paint, and when I mixed up the next batch, it didn't really match the original batch. So our siding is just 2 different colors. We'll just say part of it was bleached out by the sun. It's fine. Now we can get started on painting the popsicle sticks that are going to be used from the porch. As you can see, I am using much more paint this time. All our popsicle sticks are now painted. Let's start adding them to the cardboard template. And here's where I counted wrong and forgot an entire row of popsicle sticks. And right about here is when I realized I had 2 popsicle sticks left over, then went back and finished the front of the house. There we go, this is what our house is looking like. I could lie to you guys and say that this was the color I was going for, but that would absolutely be a lie. Now if you guys couldn't tell, I'm also a beginner at filming, so here's a great shot featuring my left arm. Just a warning for you guys, I'm about 4 hours into building this, so my glue work is going to get sloppier from here. Now there was a lot of unpainted edges, so I did try to fill those in just a tiny bit. Now here's where I took a risk that probably could have ended poorly. I decided I didn't want a roof that just went straight across, that I wanted to add like a gable to the roof above the door. So here I am just cutting a triangle out. So after I cut it out, I realized, ooh, I should probably have made a template for this. So here I am doing a test fit with some roof pieces. So for the roof, I took apart a piece of cardboard to get that corrugated inner part, then I cut it out and glued it to the roof templates we made. Again, here's my really precise glue work. Right about now is when I started getting pretty nervous because this is not at all what I had pictured in my head, but I decided to trust the process and keep going. So next I started working on the windows and the doors. Again, we're just cutting them out of that thinner cardboard. Now I'm just adding a little bit of detail to the door. I'm gonna have a glass window in it and then those two like indented pieces at the bottom of the door. I also wanted to add some trim, so we're going to be doing that out of the thinner popsicle sticks. And for the door and trim, we're just going to do shades of brown. Now I'm just going to add some black cardstock to the windows and the door so the inside of the house looks dark. Again, here's a lovely shot of my left hand. So while I was waiting for the doors and windows to dry, I decided to start painting the roof. I started with this brown color and pretty quickly realized I just didn't like it. So then I switched over to gray and I think it does look a little bit better. Now that the doors and windows are dry, let's add them to the building. And here's me not realizing I got glue on my hand from the first window and smudging it all over the second. Thank God this glue dries clear because this is a very messy glue job right now. So at this point, I'm starting to wonder when my project will start looking like the projects I've seen online. So I decided to start adding a little bit of detailing to hopefully make it look a little bit more of that Western vibe we were going for. So I think we're really needing some columns and some railings, so let's get those put together. Again, I really hope you guys are enjoying these shots of my left hand. Okay, the railings are now done. Let's get them into the house. So here's what our finished building is looking like. As our first project with popsicle sticks and cardboard, I don't think it turned out that bad. I don't think it turned out good. I think it could have been better, but as a first project, I think it was not too bad. Nowhere near the level of the tutorials I've seen online. I mean, I can't fault them completely. I didn't pick the worst teal color, but if you use your imagination, you can picture it in a Western town. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know what we should try building next, and I'll see you later.